You're not as bad as everyone says you are. I'll see you around, Wolf. You're not as bad as everyone says you are. I need to tell you something.
I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me.
You like my ribbon?
Do you like it?
Faith wore one too. Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little
Did
Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about
He
Faith?
said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I'll see you around, Wolf.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I'm back for another Wolf Among Us 2 video. So, it's finally time. We are officially beginning theories for the Wolf Among Us 2. And we're starting off with a voted topic by you guys, and that is the Nerissa/Faith theory. So, this is one of the biggest cliffhangers pretty much I can say in a video game that has never been answered. That now, since it's been such a long time, 7 years, 6-7 years since the original, this is something that people have been thinking about for such a long time. And based on what my research and playing the game before, I know there's two possibilities that are pretty much the most substantial. Now, before I start, this video is going to reference the word glamour. Now, if you don't know what it means, I'm going to explain it really quick, and I'm going to reference it a couple times, the word glamour. So, glamours are spells that allow the user to change their appearance. They are expensive, but can be purchased by non-human fables in order to pass for human among the Mundies. Cheap glamours can be found in the seedier parts of Fabletown, but they are often unreliable and prone to sudden failure. So I had to explain that before I talk about the possibilities, because glamours are pretty much likely involved. So, possibility 1, which is the one I've heard that is, in most people's opinion, the most likely one that out of these two. So, option 1 is where Faith, the character you see right here on screen, glamoured herself as Nerissa. So the character we see at the ending scene of episode 5 is actually Faith, glamoured as Nerissa. And there's a lot of evidence to back it up, which we're going to talk about in this video. You guys have probably heard, if you played the game or have seen other videos, there's a lot of evidence that does back it up. Option 2 is where it's a complete opposite, and it is a little more simplistic to understand, and that is Nerissa glamoured herself as Faith. So the Faith we see here on screen right now is actually Nerissa. So you see, interesting stuff. Alright, so if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Join about that near 45% of people that are subscribed by hitting that red subscribe button. Please turn on the notification bell. YouTube has been suppressing videos from my subscribers, so please be sure that bell with all turned on. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'll be covering as much Wolf Among Us 2 as I can before next year. Remember, the game is not coming out until 2023, so we still have a lot of time. There'll be a lot of videos, a lot of discussions. So go vote down below as well for the next video as well if you do miss it out. And if we can go for 1,000 likes, I greatly would appreciate that. And if we have any more video topics that aren't in the straw poll down below, leave them down below. Let me know what you think. And if you missed any of my Wolf Among Us 2 videos, playlist down below in the description. You can join our Discord and discuss on social media with me. Follow down below. So, let's get straight into it. This video is going to be split into two parts. So, first part is going to be discussing the hints we have to both possibilities I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and what I think, which one is probably the most likely one. And part 2 is going to be whether I believe in the Wolf Among Us 2 that this will be answered. There is a high probability, and I'm not lying, there is a high probability that this will not be answered in the Wolf Among Us 2, that they might just keep this ambiguous, meaning it will not be answered. It will be kept, up in the question marks as one of those cliffhangers that just stands the test of time, that will never find an answer to. After all these years, I would hope they would answer it, but there is a possibility. And I'm going to discuss some evidence that Telltale actually said that there are some things from the first game that they are going to literally keep dead quiet, that they will never answer in this game. Which is going to be, I hope this isn't one of them things, you know? So option A is Faith Glamored as Nerissa. What evidence do we have to back this up? So, the first piece of evidence we have is the mirror. In episode 1, watch what happens when Faith is brought up.
Mirror, mirror, blah blah able, blah 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 about this fable.
Of which fable do you wish to know?
Show me Faith's father, the old king. Guess that crosses him off the suspect list. Show me Faith.
Through powerful magic, her whereabouts concealed. Unfortunately for you, these lips are sealed.
What?
These lips are sealed. It's not my choice of phrasing, Bigby. It's simply the way this has to be.
So one of the most interesting parts about that is that the mirror is supposed to show the dead bodies. So you see, the father of Faith was shown there in his grave, but when it goes to Faith, these lips are sealed through powerful magic. The mirror was not able to show Faith. So there you go. That's already a big red flag that, okay, if Faith was dead, then why weren't we able to see the body on the mirror? Uh-oh. This is where things start to get very interesting now. That ending dialogue of episode 5 also holds some hints. Take a listen.
To place me.
You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too. Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about
He
Faith?
said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I'll see you around, Wolf.
Alright, so there's a couple lines there that are important. The first one being the ribbon. So, in the interrogation scene, you could say, between Bigby and Nerissa, Nerissa mentions her ribbon just as Faith did in the first episode, which is kind of an odd coincidence, don't you think? Then, the line, she concealed her beauty to escape the kingdom.
Ribbons.
Faith wore one too.
Do you like it? Do you? These lips are sealed. Sorry. Hey, you like my ribbon?
It all starts connecting, doesn't it, guys? The first line there that I really want to take reference of, these lips are sealed. The same thing the mirror said. I just discussed the mirror, remember that? The same thing the mirror said when it tried to find Faith. Huh. I don't think there's just a coincidence here. And then plus the ribbon. They basically both said, do you like my ribbon? Huh. Another odd coincidence, isn't it?
Coincidence? I think not!
So you see, it all starts to come together. That we have a picture pointed out for Faith and her character. So, also, as I referenced before, she concealed her beauty to escape the kingdom is a reference to her fable. What that basically entails is that fable with Faith, she was always concealing her beauty. She was always hiding as something she wasn't. So, what do you think that, she's already, if her fable is already hinting at that, it's easily could mean that she is all glamored up as Nerissa and continuing on just like as her fable says. Concealing herself, concealing her beauty, it goes on and goes on. And that they also need to run tests to determine if the head found on the doorstep is actually Faith's. And then also, she's saying, oh, I'm not the Little Mermaid anymore. So, Nerissa, you're not the Little Mermaid anymore. See, you put all these details together and you're starting to see that this theory doesn't sound so outlandish, and I'm finally starting to learn this a lot more, as someone that played this game only about 1 or 2 times. I'm starting to understand it now a lot better. So, if this theory does stand out to be true, then why did Faith do this? Likely, it all comes down to probably one point, and that is she had to evade the Crooked Man. Because we all know the Crooked Man had a very notorious reputation. We know that. If you played the game, I don't want to spoil it for entirely for people that haven't played, but pretty much, Faith would have her reasons to hide from the Crooked Man. Wouldn't want to get involved or even be found, to that matter. So, you see, this theory is very valid. Let me know down below in the comments if you think this one is on point. Now, Theory B, which is Nerissa glamored up as Faith. Now, there's similarities that I already mentioned in the first part that we could put together with this. Another couple things, though, we'll have to take note if it is going to be, in fact, Nerissa. So, if this theory is valid, that means Faith died before the beginning of this game. And it also means that Nerissa had to show up as Faith, so when Faith's head showed up on Bigby's doorstep, that Bigby would take note of it, considering, oh, I had just seen this girl. Because honestly, had they not met in the beginning of the game, Bigby would have seen the head and been like, who is this? Because he wouldn't have known. So there is some significance to Nerissa showing up to meet up with Bigby in the beginning of the game as Faith. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, you also have to take note that if this is true, then that means Nerissa left Faith's head on Bigby's doorstep. Pretty much to get Bigby to help, because Nerissa needed, her motivation was that she wanted to help out her friends. And she needed Bigby to take note and go on the chase and the hunt to figure out what was going on. So, this theory doesn't have as much quote-unquote evidence, because I told you the first one, a lot of evidence, very supported, but this theory is a lot more simplistic and a lot more understanding. So, let me know what you think about that theory. So that leaves, what do I think? I think Theory A. If I had to bet my money, and I'm going to bet everything on the line right now, I'm betting Theory A. I'm going with Faith glamored as Nerissa, and I got Faith pretty much set up this whole convoluted mess per se, but we'll have to wait and see. So, those are the two possibilities. Who knows? What imagine if there was another one? I don't know, but those are the two main ones that I've seen that I can pretty much write down and set in stone. So that leaves The Wolf Among Us 2. So it has been confirmed that The Wolf Among Us 2's main plot is going to involve Fei Liang, which I talked about in my last video. She is basically an NYPD police detective that is going to have a case that blurs the Mundy and Fable worlds. This central plot of The Wolf Among Us 2 is not going to be centralized around this Faith Nerissa mystery. Now, could this mean that it, might not be referenced? Very likely. But could we have, this Faith Nerissa thing come in as a side story or come in at a certain point during the game? Definitely. Could it even be connected to the main story? It's possible. We don't know yet. We only know some initial details about the story, and I guarantee if this Faith Nerissa thing is brought up, they will never give us a hint. They won't bring it up. I guarantee they'll be asked about it. Hopefully they don't reveal it, because I'd rather it become, a mystery and something that they just surprise us with. They just throw out of the blue. I think that would be something really, really cool. So in that Game Informer article I've referenced in several videos, Jamie Otley, who is the CEO of Telltale Games now, said, fans can expect Wolf 2 to answer some dangling questions, but not all, as some are better left ambiguous. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys right now. It's probably a 50-50 right now. I don't know what they're going to do. I would hope to God they'll answer it. But we know some things will be answered, which is awesome. Let's just hope this particular thing is one of them, considering it is the biggest question mark. And if it isn't, like they said, some things are better left ambiguous and up for our theories and guesses instead of just getting a definitive answer, I guess, which, I think they need to answer this, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So, 15-minute video. Hope you guys did enjoy all of that. That was basically my Faith Nerissa theory. If I had to bet if it's going to be in the game or not, I'm going to say no. I'd like to be wrong, but it's very unlikely to me that they're going to do it. I think this is something that they might just, keep up in the air, and maybe they'll surprise us. That's what I hope they do. If they do something with it, please surprise us. Don't tell us in advance. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Go vote down below for the next video. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know which theory you think is more likely, if you think we're going to see it in the Wolf Among Us 2. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.